Hello everyone, it's Agnes from Just a Perfect Piece coming to you with another coffee filter flower. This time we're going to use three different colors to make that flower. So as you can see, I do have a regular brown coffee filters that I'm folding in thirds. And then I'm just creating the fringe. I'm trying to create some sort of, spiky, cut out of my coffee filters tops. But you know what? We'll just see how it goes. The coffee filters actually make the beautiful flowers, but I've never tried to make a magnolia, so this is my first time. So I do have a fringe on a brown one. I'm going to do the same thing, folding it into the thirds, and then I'm cutting a little shorter fringe right on this one. And then I'm going to move on to my white color because I do want it to make for sure my flowers, my magnolia flowers, white. I so hope that my imaginary colors for the center of my magnolia is going to work. So all what I'm doing right now is alternating my halves of the coffee filters and rolling them in layers. That means is I'm not rolling them straight. I'm just trying to go down and create that little, spiky thing inside the magnolia. So I secured it with the hot glue, and here I move on to a flower itself. So for that, I'm thinking, at the beginning I tried to use two coffee filters, but I later cut another one. But notice what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get rid of those wrinkles that they come with the coffee filters by just simply smooshing them. And this time I'm only folding my coffee filter twice to create that big triangle. And all what I'm doing is just nicely rounding it off and creating that bulky petal. Now look what I have. When you open up, you do have 4 petals, and I actually feel that those will work. Let's just try it out and see. But before I do this, I need to cut a little opening right at the tip. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen. I'm looking at my center. It's a little bit on a bigger side, but let's see if I'm going to bring a third coffee filter cut exactly the same way. I'm going to try to insert now my center into the middle. And of course, as I'm looking at it, and again, that's what always happens, I would say is I should have made that center a little bit smaller, maybe not as high. But you know what? I'm learning as I go what should be done. But it does look very close to very, how I call ripe looking magnolia, completely opened up. And then, that center is actually super visible. I think I am actually enjoying this flower. It does look like a nice magnolia. So now, believe it or not, my son's girlfriend Frankie came over and she was really drawn into this project. So she wanted to learn how to make that flower with me. So now we're going to recap again the second time how to roll this. And now she is folding right next to me. Can you imagine how sweet that is that she is doing it with me? And on the other hand, it's actually pretty good because now you can see that it is super easy to make the magnolia. Look at her go. She's actually creating a nice shape. She's a keeper. I'm telling you, this girl is a keeper. She loves to craft with me. Okay, so I'm showing you how the my shape is looking like, and let's see how is Frankie doing. Look at her. She is finished putting it in there, and she cut it a little bit lower, but that's okay. That was her first one. But now look, she also has a nice petals. So now we're going to do the same thing as I did in the previous one. We're going to share the yellow and brown coffee filters. We are going to create the centers, and we are going to try to create our own magnolias again. As you can see, is we are folding the centers, whatever we feel like it. All what I wanted to achieve was to get the 2 different color variation. I wish my brown coffee filters were slightly darker, But you know what? That's another lesson. I mean, I will be trying, or I maybe actually use something different. I've made a lot of coffee filter flowers with some yarn or other different materials inside that we're serving from my center. Okay, so we've got this. She got hers. We are going to now to ensemble. And let's see how is that going to come out. Here we go. And as I always say is when you cut those petals, don't cut them too low because they may actually fall apart as you're pulling it because the opening for the center is, is small. But as you're stretching it, some petals can fall. But if you know the characteristics of the magnolia flower, there are some petals, some pretty petals are actually drooping. Magnolia is very disorderly flower, but beautiful. I do not know if I mentioned before, but I always say is it's good to, interlock each layer of those 3 coffee filters so it does have that opening. See, some of her petals got ripped, but that's okay. It's easy fix. We do have some hot glue that we can always adjust, and you cannot even say that some of the petals ripped. And now look what happens. That was exactly what I was trying to tell you, that some of the petals in her flower actually went down, and that is super pretty. Thank goodness we had extra petals on the side, so we are going to add couple petals in one area just to make them look like they are drooping. So I'm trying to help her out a little bit in here, and look how awesome her flower looks. Yay, she made it. She truly is a keeper. Okay, so let's bring the branch that I actually found in my yard, and we're going to use this branch as the magnolia tree branch. And it does have those little nice buds in there that we're going to actually use to our advantage. But before we go there, we do want to cut the a little bit of the green to hide the backing of our flowers we created. So it's again, I'm folding it the same way, but instead of going a little bit spiky right on the top, I'm rounding it off because I do somehow see magnolia leaves a little bit different. So now I'm just going to cut them in half and install them right underneath. Actually add additional hot glue right on the back of my flower, but I'm going to show that in a minute. To have our flowers presentable in any way you're going to look at my branch, I decided to fold the center of my flowers right underneath in half, and then just cover this up with the green leaves that I've created. So the back of it looks pretty, and it's going to nicely look on a tree branch in any directions you're going to be looking. I absolutely love to use the branches from my yard to decorate. So now, as you notice, I've added a little bit of the hot glue right to the branch directly, and I'm going to let the flower we created to dry. And of course, as I'm going to be installing them, I'm going to be smooshing them a little bit. So some of them will be open, some of them will be, closed up. So here goes Frankie. We're going to start to install our pretty flowers. I know a lot of is happening on my screen right now, but I cannot wait for you to see it. I absolutely love what I'm seeing right now. So we are going to try to create in some areas, some clusters, and in some, and I just so need to find another branch to offset it. We have so many flowers, and magnolia love to have a lot of flowers on one branch. Don't you think we work beautifully together? We even how to share our hot glue gun. I so love to craft with Frankie, and I really hope that you're enjoying seeing us doing so. Last pieces of the flowers go right on a branch, and I cannot wait to show you some pictures. So here they are. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful they look. Every single one of them. And that branch is just absolutely perfect. So I really hope that you did enjoy this quick craft, and I hope that you're going to take your coffee filters. And in this case, you really don't have to color them, and have fun making magnolia plants. I cannot wait to see them soon. And it's again, if you did enjoy this, please don't forget to spread some love over here. And I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.